think we're all at an advantage these days to have so much information on the internet. There are so many photos out there to be able to scout a route before you get there. If you can do your homework in advance and get a sense for what the route looks like, and all this stuff is very available these days online, that'll help with the preparation. So you're not going to come around the corner and, well, one, not know if you're going the right way, but two, also be taken by surprise by some crux move that you weren't aware you had to do.
I think a lot of people don't know that there's a 14ers.com. Some people, maybe do some research on 14ers.com, but don't know that there's actually an app that you can download all those great photos for offline use.
I think that the information out there is good, but it doesn't replace experience. And when you are being chased by a thunderstorm down the knife edge on Capitol, you don't have time. Pull out your printout from 14ers.com and read several paragraphs of what to do, where to go next. You have to have a sense of where you've been, where you're going, and be able to move quickly. And that's an experience issue.
Social media has had the impact of mainstreaming things. With social media now, what you see on Instagram is you see those class 4 moves on the harder peaks, and people think, wow, I want to do that. It has made people at least feel like the more difficult peaks are more accessible, more within reach, more something that they ought to be doing themselves.
I think one of the kind of the trends we typically have been seeing in the last, say, 3 to 4 years have been folks that are less experienced coming into the terrain, enticed by social media, photos and images, videos, etc., of the beauty of the backcountry, but they don't necessarily have the experience to route find in more technical terrain. What we tend to see is folks getting cliffed out because they're not as savvy at navigation, route finding, and alpine travel.
You look at 10 to 20 years ago, our main person that we would go out and rescue or search for would be a male party over the age of 50 and usually hiking by themselves. If you look at the last 2 years, 3 years, under the age of 30, new to Colorado, not a lot of experience, and split about evenly between men and women. The people in the mountains today, their experience they're getting is probably off the internet. They're reading trip reports. Things are fine as long as the weather comes in and they can look at photos of the routes. They have it on their phone. They use apps, and then if the battery dies or the weather's there and they can't find the trail or something, then they have nothing to reference.
I see nowadays a bit more and more some people reaching out online, almost not unlike a mountain dating service, looking for someone to go up with. They want to go do a peak, but they don't have anyone to go with. They're not really partners. They're just trail buddies for the day. And when things go wrong, sometimes these online partners end up splitting up.
They don't know each other. There's zero attachment. And when one person, say, is feeling the altitude or the physicality of the climb and the other person is not, they want to continue up and leave the other person who is not healthy enough to take themselves down alone. And I saw that exact situation of somebody who got lost on North Maroon and was screaming for help. They were extremely off route and in an area where they would not have been able to safely climb out of. He had met a partner online and they decided to split up because of differences in their decision making.